Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mattoon from AmericasGotBalls.com, and I figured since I'm doing the articles and not everybody's a word-friendly person, I figured I'd do some video follow-ups on them. So here it is for the playoff preview for Miami versus Chicago, and season series, as most of you guys know, the Bulls won it 3-0, but although that implies that the Bulls dominated the Miami Heat, that wasn't really the case, as all three games combined were decided by just 8 points, which is kind of ridiculous. And as you guys know, Chicago's been kind of hobbling through the playoffs. They had some trouble in the first round, they had some trouble in the second round, but they got through it. Now they're in the conference finals, and Miami, I mean, Miami just ran through Boston. I mean, I don't think anybody saw that coming. I mean, 5 games is not very long when you're the defending conference champion to get beat by these newcomers who have just been together for a year. But anyways, speaking of these newcomers, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade are the first teammates to average 26 points a game in the playoffs together since Shaq and Kobe did, and we all know how many championships that led to. Let alone LeBron James, Dwayne Wade. Neither of them are centers, but that's still amazing. So let's go down to the matchups now. So center matchup is going to be Joel Anthony is getting slid into the starting lineup, and he's going up against Joakim Noah. And Joel Anthony is a great defender for the Heat. He locks up that key, takes up space, blocks shots, but Joakim Noah is pretty much the heart and soul of that Chicago team. Like, you can't really replace him. So the advantage in this matchup has got to go to Joakim Noah. So we moved down to the power forward, Carlos Boozer versus Chris Bosh. And this one's kind of interesting because neither of them necessarily lived up to the regular season expectations that their respective teams were expecting out of them when they came. However, Chris Bosh has recently stepped up, averaging almost a double-double in the playoffs. He averaged a double-double in the first series, so let's give him some slack for that. Carlos Boozer, I don't know what Carlos Boozer is doing. I mean, he broke his hand when he was trying to go answer the door in the offseason. So, I mean, if he's breaking his hand answering doors, I don't know how he stays healthy during a basketball season, but he's not even been able to manage anything close to a double-double in the playoffs. So, for now, advantage goes to Chris Bosh. Next matchup, LeBron James versus Luol Deng. And this one is kind of interesting because if you look at the Chicago lineup, there's really nobody that can match up to LeBron's quickness and his stature and his strength other than Luol Deng. He did a good job of stopping him in the regular season, although LeBron didn't play one of those regular season games. Luol Deng does do a great job on LeBron. But he will also have to do a great job on the offensive end to make sure James stays busy on the defensive end. Because if James isn't busy on the defensive end, he'll just have all that energy to expend on the offensive end. Next matchup, Dwayne Wade versus Keith Bogans, and this is kind of similar to the LeBron matchup. However, honestly, Keith Bogans, Ronnie Brewer, I don't know, Derrick Rose, whoever the Bulls want to throw at Dwayne Wade, I mean, it's not really going to work. Dwayne Wade is going to get his 25, 26 points, whatever. There's really nothing you can do about it. He's just too much for anybody on that roster to handle. And Luol Deng can't switch over to Dwayne Wade because he's going to be having his hands full with Braun. So that matchup is settled. Dwayne Wade, hands down. And Mario Chalmers versus Derrick Rose is a point guard matchup, and I put Mario Chalmers in there because watching Mike Bibby go up against Derrick Rose would be kind of a joke. I mean, Derrick Rose would be like dribbling circles around him before he even dunked on like 4 people, so there's really no need to even analyze that. But obviously the advantage here goes to Derrick Rose, but Chalmers isn't that bad of a defensive player. I'm sure he'll be able to slow down Derrick Rose a hell of a lot more than Mike Bibby would be able to. So now we move on to the bench matchup. Miami bench is led by James Jones, who's knockdown 3-point shooter. As you guys know, he won that 3-point shooting contest this year in the All-Star Weekend. But he doesn't have much help there. I mean, he has Mike Miller, who's been totally AWOL. Udonis Haslem, who knows if his foot's better. Big Z, he moves around too slow. I'm not sure he'll be able to keep up with that front line. And then Juwan Howard, Jamal McGlory, I mean, they would be retired right now if Miami didn't sign them. The Chicago bench, on the other hand, is the polar opposite. They have a nice set of energetic players such as Omar Ashik, the rookie, Taj Gibson, the sophomore, C.J. Watson is a great point guard to come off the bench, and Kyle Korver, of course, a knockdown three-point shooter. And yeah, I don't see this being even close. Chicago's bench is just so much deeper than Miami, so Chicago gets the advantage here. There's a couple players to watch in the series. Obviously, James Jones. He basically showed us that Miami does have somebody other than the big three that can score. I mean, he scored 20 something in some earlier playoff game and really made a difference. And if he keeps shooting 45% from the 3-point line as he's been doing in the playoffs, he's going to be tough for the Chicago Bulls to handle. So watch for him and his three-pointers. Taj Gibson is the player to watch for the Bulls, on the other hand. It's only his second year, but he has shown a lot of maturity. I mean, it's not really been leaked out yet, but he had three of his friends killed in drive-bys this summer, so he's gone through a lot, just emotionally. And he's also stepped up a lot in the playoffs, and he's also probably the only Bulls player who can come anywhere near guarding LeBron. He might not have the quickness, but he definitely has the heart, he definitely has the strength, he definitely has the will to do it. So the verdict, after seeing how Miami just basically pulled apart the Celtics, after I picked the Celtics in 6, I gotta say this series will go to Miami in 6. I mean, it's hard to see anybody beating LeBron and James and Dwayne Wade at the same time. But with respect to the Bulls, Tom Thibodeau, when he was with the Celtics, he did engineer defenses that stopped both LeBron James and Dwayne Wade individually. However, now he has to deal with them at the same time, which isn't necessarily the easiest task to do. So there you have it. My pick is Miami in 6. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out the article link in the description right there, and leave your comments and feedback on the site or on YouTube, whichever you prefer, and I'll see you next time.